Okay, let me see if we're back on.
Yeah, it looks like it.
We shall see if we are back on. Gotta love things. That's just a give and take of technology, right? So.
No, it's just a take of technology. It never gives.
Well, thankfully, I have to love technology and the fact that we can all be in my kitchen right now watching this. So, okay, we're back. We're gonna do take 2. So, it'll take us a while to get some people back on board. So I'm gonna continue to fluff my wreath because the video live feed is still going. So we're doing tail and then a loop. So because we did Harlequin here, we're gonna take that Harlequin tail and we're gonna pull it backwards. We're gonna pull the loop forward so that our tails and our loops are gonna be completely opposite from each other. So here we have loop and a tail and a hook. Should probably do that so it doesn't catch. And because we have tail down here with our 2.5, we're gonna go the opposite. So we're gonna grab our loop, pull our loop down, and we're gonna pull our tail up. So this is why I was saying, look and see where you want your tails to go. And because we have Harlequin up here, we're gonna go opposite. So we're going to take our loop and our tails and go opposite. So I'm actually going to pull my loops so they're together. My tails are over here. Welcome back to all of you people who were currently watching and then we got bumped off.
Yes, welcome back. Apologies. Not sure if it's the internet or Facebook.
I have a feeling it's the internet. So sometimes when you get an internet hiccup, it just shuts you down so you have to reboot back up. So we're back here with Harlequin, so we're taking our tails and our loops and we're just moving them accordingly. You always want to pull them in opposite directions on either side of your bow. So we can't have our tail down here because we're following the Harlequin pattern. So we're going to go opposites. So our tails are directly opposite, our loops are directly opposite. Now we're doing hearts. So we're doing hearts on top, bow down below. We're doing hearts down at the bottom. Keep trying to pull the other ones away because they're just getting in the way. Just like so. And then we're flipping it to the other side. This time we're going down to the bottom. And if you don't like the fact that there's too much red at the bottom, flip the opposite way. Just when you go to the opposite side, make sure you go opposite of what you just did. So we're going back up right here. And people always ask, how do you get rid of the crinkle inside your bow? You don't. That's the way your bows are supposed to be. They're supposed to be a little wrinkled on the inside. So we're going here, and then we're going to go opposite here. So completely opposite. And then now you can fluff. You can take all of your loops, all of your tails, all your loops here, pull all your tails up, or all your loops. Tails down, loops up, is the way it should be. So, there we go. Just like so. It depends on your tensile strength too. So to put the arc back in your bows, you just kind of take your fingers and just kind of draw your fingers through them. And it kind of puts the little curl back in your ribbon. Your fingers become the same tool scissors become. And I have them all out the back and out the sides. And there's our ribbon. So there is our bow. For now. Cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So now we need to get our sign in there. So if you don't like the way some of your curls are, just move them out of the way. Pull them backwards. Like I just pulled a couple that were right underneath the bow, kind of causing the bow to fan up. You can pull them behind.
And remember, you don't want to pull your bow too far into the wreath. You want to float it on top, kind of.
Right, otherwise it goes crocodile.
Right.
So because our sign is more than a 1/4 inch thick, we are going to attach this with pipe cleaners using a staple gun. So I am going to use white. So I'm going to attach it here. I'm going to use the whitest parts of my hearts. And then here. So 2 staples. There we go. Works better than the adhesive ties because I know these won't come off. But they have to be at least a 1/4 inch thick. And of course our cats flip out. They don't like the sound. So now our sign is ready to be attached to our wreath. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that all of the curls are pulled out and away from where we need our heart to go, which is generally in this little gap right here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of float it on top for placement. Kind of get all the other stuff out of the way. And then take my pipe cleaners and I'm going to take them and feed them down through 3 layers of Deco mesh. As soon as we get through all the metallic foils. So remember, you're trying to hit that frame, and I have successfully done it here. Don't pull it too hard just yet. Just kind of put a 1.5 twists in, because we have to make sure that our sign is centered before you go ahead and like really cinch it down in there. Because when you do, it's going to pull it down into the wreath, but we don't want it to go too far down, because then it'll look like we buried our sign. So, moving my curls out of the way. So, try here. So, now what I'm going to do, make sure my curls are out of the way. Don't want to bury my sign, and I don't want to float the ribbons a little too high. So let me, I'm going to try to pull these off to the side, because I want it to not hide my sign. Let me pull some of my ruffles out. There's more of my ruffles.
Hey, gal's back on. Oh, that is true, Heather. She said this kind of reminds me of a nurse-themed Valentine's wreath with a heart at the end of the love, because it kind of looks like a
Stethoscope?
yeah, a heart.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like so far. So now we're just going to go ahead and add some embellishments to the outside of our wreath. So I am taking the 2.5 inch ribbon. These are cut to 13-inch pieces because I liked the length that when I did my mock-up. I cut my tails, I cut my half bows, and I looked at how those played on each other to see was that deep enough to hit the ones. And we're just doing the outside ones. We're not going to hit any of the inside ones at all because those are completely covered by our sign and by our bow. So we're just focusing on the outside. And I think there's only, I want to say there's 5, but, or 10 to the outside. Let me look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll see how well that works. So we're going to take 2.5 inch ribbon cut to 13 inches, and we're going to toggle these Harlequin versus the polka dots in each of the outside ones. And we're gonna pull our tails to the outside so that they kind of fan away from that heart. Everything is kind of exploding from the heart in the middle is a look we're kind of trying to go for. So I always fold it so I know where middle is. So when I go to add these to my pipe cleaners, I'm hitting middle. And then you can pull your curls up. So you'll see as we kind of go around, all I'm doing is adding a different tail to every other one. So it's just, again, tying in the color red and white. Different patterns, different colors. Who would have thought that Harlequin would go with polka dots or stripes? But in the wreath making world, it does, as long as the color palette is the same. So this one, the Harlequin, is really thin tensile strength, meaning the wire gauge on it is a lot thinner, so it's kind of wobbly. Is that a technical wreath making term?
Yeah.
Wobbly. It doesn't have an awful lot of strength to it.
Flimsy.
Flimsy. There we go. That's a better word. So I go all the way around, including underneath. It's all the attention to detail. So, making sure that I'm grabbing the ones I need to from the center. I'm looking at my ribbon placement, and I'm like, wow, it's way in there. To get to the, like where your hearts go way in,
Right.
it's way in there to the middle. Sometimes having that there, I'm like, just trying to hit this middle one, you have to go way in before it comes way out. And then, we're back. I'm actually going to go this way to make sure I hit all the other ones. Sometimes getting underneath the bow can be tricky. So I just want to make sure I hit the right one. Should have.
Thank you gals for jumping back on. I know we lost a lot of people.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm just grateful for technology that allows us to be able to teach people from the comfort of their own homes so they can stay in their pajamas. That we can do some fun stuff. You guys don't have to like register for a class. You can watch it straight from your home. That's the beauty of it. And sadly, we have to deal with broadcast interruptions.
Yep.
But it's just what we do.
Heather said, love it so far.
It's
Hi,
gonna
Peggy.
be cute.
Peggy's back on. Hi, Daisy. Thanks, gal, for joining back on.
Yes, thank you to all who came back. This will be interesting because now we'll have to do part 1 and then part 2.
Yeah.
Those are always fun.
I wish I could find a way to splice the two together. There's got to be a way.
Yep, it's iMovie. So, there's that one. And yes, I was correct. So I just wanted to double check. I would hate to get halfway around and go, oop, missed one. So now we'll come in with the 1.5 inch, which is cut to 15-inch pieces. I went a little shorter on these because I want them to kind of sit more into the tails instead of going the same length. So we're doing the red with white hearts and white with red hearts. And I think we're going to do the red with white hearts on the polka dot and do the white on the Harlequin print.
You're putting a lot
So,
on this one.
huh?
Yeah, you're putting a lot on this one.
Going big for 2020. So, let me show you how I do this really quick. So I'm not going to cut these off just yet because I might still even go a little bit more. Might add some metal hearts to this, or little plastic hearts. So to do the half bows, these were cut to 15 inches. You bring the tails together. They've already got the dovetails in them. You go up to about 2 inches from the top, and 2 inches is from here to the end of your loop, not 2 inches total. So if you put it down on your cutting board, you have here to your pinch is 2 inches. And I'm putting these on top of the tails, and I'm twisting these about 5 times just because if I'm okay with the design without adding anything else, I can go back around really quick and cut them all. If I wanted to use the pipe cleaners to say hold hearts or hold something else, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot too early.
Simone. She says, oh yeah, Kat, I'm in my pajamas, painting my new remodeled closet. Watching you is keeping me motivated to finish painting.
Good job.
Thanks, Kat and Steve and group members for keeping me company.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
You're welcome. You'll have to
Just
send us a picture of how your closet turns out.
I love painting. Painting is so relaxing. You hate it. It's labor intensive because we're getting old.
I don't really hate painting.
I really enjoy it.
I'm just sore right now.
Yeah, Steve tackled our... How tall would you say that willow tree is?
No, I would say that's probably 35 feet.
35 foot tall willow
Yeah.
tree in our front yard. It desperately needed a haircut. It needed a trim because it was eating up yard space in our neighbors' yards, and it was going way out into the street. And we've had an arborist come out and they won't do anything. They're like, no, that's exactly how the tree's supposed to be. I'm like, okay, I cannot have it like going over the neighbor's house in the yard. So.
And it's as wide as it is tall.
It is.
Not anymore though.
Not no more. They had fun. So, not fun like, woo, I'd do that again in a heartbeat.
Trees are 1.5 inches. Ribbons are cut to 16 inches.
15.
Oh, 15? 15.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
These ones are 15.
15.
Yeah, usually I go 2 inches longer. If I'm going to do half bows on top of my tails, I'll go 2 inches longer. So because my tails were 13, these ones went to 15. Because I don't want them to extend out past the tails. I kind of just want them to lay on top and just kind of complement the ones underneath.
Yeah.
There we go.
You got pieces of wood stuck in my ear.
What?
From the Sawzall.
Oh, okay.
A sawdust. Yeah.
Gotcha. I was like, Steve's like, I got pieces of wood in my ear. I'm like, what?
Sawdust. Yeah.
Sawdust. So that's, yeah, I guess it would be pieces of wood, but I'm thinking like splinters.
Yeah, sawdust.
Okay. So twisting them 5 times, most of the time if you guys have watched me enough, I would normally cut them off, but I have these little red hearts that are on a wire that I might want to use that pipe cleaner. If not, have my glue gun on, so we might just glue them in if that looks better. So yeah, this one does have a lot, but that's why our designs look different, right? From like, I like all the design elements to show. I don't like them to be covered or hidden by other stuff. So I like to see the colors of the Deco mesh below. I like to see that I have ruffles. I like to see that I have curls. I like to see all the different layers of the ribbons. So it should all complement really well. Okay. So I'm just kind of pulling my little curls to the opposite side so I can put my half bows in the middle.
Daisy, if you've got a bucket truck, come on over.
A little late now, right?
Yeah, it's a little late.
A little late. What we really needed was one of those chippers where you just take your branches and you shove them in the machine and it just chews them all up.
Yeah, that's what we still need one of those, a chipper machine.
Yeah, but we don't harvest enough stuff.
No.
Although I would love to have it for the mulch
Yeah.
too.
We're gonna stay at Home Depot.
No.
Connie said, sorry I missed you today. Grandkids are over. I was so busy. You're doing
Oh,
alright, I hope. Read about your friends and family and your loss. Praying for you during this loss. Prayers for all of you.
yeah.
Thank you, Connie.
We have the funeral is January 18th, right, Kate?
Yeah.
And it's a celebration of life. So being a believer is a totally different circumstance for us because we can celebrate the life she lived, and we know it's not going to be a permanent separation. I'll miss her. She literally lived right down the street from me, so I know her family's gonna miss her a lot. So there we go. There's the last one. And hopefully she's watching us on the Heavenly channel.
That's right.
Maybe there's a DIY channel up there. Not that they need any help. Not by a long shot. Okay. Can just make sure that that's all done. Let me look at this. Hold on. I was gonna add. Yes, I like these. Whoop. Down on the floor. I don't want to bend over. Pick that up. But I have these like little, they're like little hearts. The little metal hearts.
Mm-hmm.
So I might just take, let me try this. This is why I left the pipe cleaners on. So I'm trying to push them all the way to the bottom and then do another couple twists, and then they would just kind of hang, like freeform hang from the bottom. So let's snip this off. And then what I do is I take the pipe cleaner and tuck it around the back. And then our hearts are just gonna hang, see, like so. It just looks so pretty. I think I might just,
Maybe every other one or something?
I was thinking every other one, just like on the white.
Yeah.
I think I will. I'm just gonna add it to the white ones. So let me go ahead and, this is why you don't snip everything off until you're like, okay, I'm happy with that design. So back behind, and then they'll all hang to the front. And then the red ones, now because we've already twisted them in the process, we can just cut those off and tuck them behind. Got this one here. Tuck it behind. And I don't know where the little hearts came from. They were just in a bag, like the wooden heart. I'm sure these were gonna be Walmart, maybe, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's, maybe even the Oriental Trading Company.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, gals, for the prayers of love. Yeah, she was our neighbor of ours for 6 years, so we've known her for a long time.
Yep.
Lost her battle to cancer.
4th time battling cancer.
Technically she won.
Yeah, technically she won. Cancer's sitting at death's door. It
But
did
she-
not go through.
Yep.
So, oh, there we go. Like I needed to get that one.
Yeah, Heather, she just said she's not sure where she got the hearts from. We've had them for a long time, but you could find this type of hearts at Hobby Lobby or Joann's, or
They're like 1.5 inches.
you can check Craft Outlet.
Yeah, Hobby Lobby probably. Like I said, Oriental Trading Company might even have them. They're just on a little gold wire.
Mhm.
So I'm just adding them to my white pipe cleaners. This way I don't have to glue, which means that I don't have to worry about anything melting or falling off. And we're almost done. I have one more heart to add, 2 more pipe cleaners to cut off. And then, this is why it always pays to the end of the season to always go, like right now with all Christmas and New Year's, being, what is it, 50%, 75%. If you have a graduation coming, go get all the 2020 stuff now, because you know what? Graduation 2020, you can get all of your 2020 decorations for half off or whatever the current going rate is. That's a good thing to have in your...
Daisy, the hearts don't have wires. They have a little, just a loop on the top of them just to hang. It's almost like an ornament style.
It is. So it doesn't even have like a hook. It's just kind of pushed in the hole. So it just looks like that. There's no like, it's not like an ornament where it has a little knob.
Right,
this is just
hook.
glued into a hole. So, and then they're plastic. I want to say they're almost 3/4 of an inch thick. So we're done.
Yay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So let's put it up on the door so you can see what it looks like. The moment you've all been waiting for. So we'll take our angel down. I'll move her over here. And we'll put the wreath up. And take... Trying to not secure the garland and pull the garland down from it. There we go. And there's our little heart with our little love sign. So see how simple that is? I don't have to purchase that from anybody. I don't have to wait for it to be shipped. I could crank those out in you can do red ones with a white or pink with red. So yeah, that looks super cool.
It is beautiful. I love it. You do lose the heart shape a little bit.
I think if we took this maybe, but I think the love part of it actually kind of ties it this way.
Yeah.
So right where the bow is where it would bow in. But it's super cute that way. But that's how you can just incorporate the heart-shaped wreath from Dollar Tree and turn it into something cute. It's also a way to take that sign that we made earlier, spray, clear coated it, and then use it in a wreath.
Yeah,
so,
it looks like a little candy heart.
It does look just like a candy heart. So who would have ever thought? And because that stencil or the transfer is currently out of stock and not sure if it's coming back, that just makes those signs that much more one of a kind and rare. So yeah. Any questions you guys have?
A lot of y'all just saying love it, thank you. And Charles Missy Turner said hello, Kat, first time here on been watching your videos for a while on YouTube. Learned a lot from watching you.
Thank you for all the hearts too. I'm just like watching all these hearts going.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Feel free to like and share once again before the end of the video.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
So this is part 2. So if you missed this part up to this point, go back. You'll see there'll be a part 1 and a part 2. Also, YouTube viewers, if you're catching it right from us adding the bow, there's a part 1 due to internet interruption. So there'll be a part 1 and a part 2. So just look for that on YouTube.
Or we might get Kaylee to fix it and splice it.
Yeah. So that's what we're up to. Private group, I will see you Sunday at 5. We're doing St. Patrick's Day, and Monday's the start of our business class. So that's where we're at. I know, a 12-inch frame became that big. Let's look at how big that is.
Yeah.
Let's look really quick.
It's at least 22.
Just for measurement's sake.
22.
Yeah, well, yeah, 22. 22 by 22. So that's kind of nice because it'll fit in a 22-inch box. So that makes it even better because it saves the customer on shipping to go just a little bit smaller. So see what you can do with Deco mesh, right?
Yep.
All right, everyone. Well, have a great rest of the weekend. If you have any questions, message me. If you are interested in the chalk couture stuff, just go to Kat's Chalk Creations and more, just like this, but put chalk in here. And that's all the stuff on that page, and I'd be happy to answer any of that stuff for you. Other than that, I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.